Getting set for the market opening, and I just want to check in on what ICICI Bank as well is up to in trade in just the pre-open rates and whether it's indicating a further fall after what it already saw pressuring the rest of the Nifty bank as well. You've got Kotak Bank delivering its numbers tomorrow. Today, of course, is an important day of earnings. Besides Bandhan Bank, you've got Havells as well as Nestle. These two are going to be important in terms of commentary on consumer behavior and patterns as well. So these two are also critical in that sense. And then autos, the kind of revival that you've seen in autos. Yesterday, we were chatting with the Hyundai India sales head, and he was talking about new deliveries as well taking place. Also, he said there are new bookings as well. They've already, counted down to almost 1,500 across India. So, it seems that as lockdown gets lifted in a phased manner across the country, you're already seeing that slight bit of demand for autos actually trickle in. The other interesting space that held out in trade yesterday were the battery makers. What with the move coming in on an Amara Raja or for that matter Exide, and I recall chatting with ZK as well, post-lockdown, the first thing that everyone's going to do is get their car batteries renewed. Because I wonder what's happened to the battery lives in the lockdown when no one's been using their cars. So yes, the entire cluster, the entire pack really held out. So it would be interesting to see whether there's any follow-through action coming in the auto sector. It was almost a case of basket buying when it came to autos as well as ancillaries put together. So these are going to be a couple of stocks to look out for. Piramal Enterprises, of course, has been a disappointing set of numbers. The losses because of the MAT credit written off. Financial division asset quality has weakened as two accounts have slipped. So that's going to be an interesting takeaway and stock to look out for. As would be the case with Motilal Oswal as well. They've reported a loss of 254 crore rupees. The mark-to-market losses of 356 crore rupees. To fair valuation of investments led to net loss. The broking business has done well, while the stress has been witnessed in investment banking as well as housing finance verticals. We'll also have Ramdev Agarwal from Motilal Oswal to talk about this time around the earnings, not just the markets. That, of course, coming up later on in the show. 5 seconds and we would have the first rates for the markets. It's indicative of a negative start, and negative is what it's going to be. Yesterday itself, we gave up the 9,400 level, the 9,300 level, and then closed in just about testing that 9,200 mark. So that's the first rates that you're seeing on your screens, sharply lower. It is a sea of red. It's a good 1% lower. We've breached the 9,200 level. The Nifty Bank, as I see the first flash, that's under pressure. ICICI Bank lower by about 0.5% in addition to the 5.5% fall. SBI falls further. We were already talking about as to how the stock is already under the March lows at 52-week lows, and that too sees further pressure of about 1%. Look at what's happening to HDFC Bank. That's down 2.25% on the screens. It's sub the 900 level. 896 is where that stock is. You're also seeing some pressure on Reliance Industries today. So no more the pillar that it has been of late. It's a 1% downtick coming in, but a downtick nonetheless. I want to quickly then revisit some of those auto names which gave support to the market in trade yesterday. What with the move coming in on ancillaries like Amara Raja Batteries, Bajaj Auto, Maruti, these were all stocks that held out along with Tata Motors, Bharat Forge, Motherson Sumi, Ashok Leyland. The entire cluster, most of those names are easing off somewhat, though I see some green in Tata Motors even now. Motherson Sumi too is holding out, and I then want to check in on Amara Raja as well as Exide and whether they too are caving in with the rest of the pack. Bajaj Auto sees a red tick as well. Piramal Enterprises as well as Motilal Oswal, those are the two earnings reactions that you may want to look out for, and those stocks will just come up for you on your screens next. Besides that, of course, you're going to be looking out for Bandhan Bank, Havells as well as Nestle. These are going to be the important earnings that we're going to look out for today. But Nikunj, we're back to testing 9,100, and this is from a level of 9,400 yesterday. It's falling pretty swiftly.
Yeah, and it's banks all the way. So banks, they continue to drag the markets down. Pharma may hold on, but pharma optically cannot save the Nifty from a free fall. Is the best of the move in Reliance behind us, and does it make sense to still hide into consumers? So Aisha, it's the point you got to ask yourself is that on bad global days we are falling more, on good global days we are gaining less. Nasdaq is in green for the year. S&P is down less than 15% from its top. yet we are nowhere close to our 52-week high. So it clearly means that Indian markets are underperforming at a time when crude is on our side, at a time when on the medical front we've had more success than any other large nation. So why are Indian markets underperforming when they should actually be outperforming? Jinesh Gopani, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Good to have you back. Must say that your fund has managed to outperform despite all odds. So good work on that, my